Hi, Barrie here from barriems.com. Now, if you're uncomfortable with things, it's easier to start, or best to start, I should say, from an uncomfortable position and make yourself comfortable. Now, if you're working in business and you have your own home-based business or whatever you're doing, if you start with something uncomfortable and get more comfortable at the end, you're going to see more success. If you start off as comfortable, when you move on, things get harder and harder to do, and then you're going to have to work even harder to get to where you are. Now, it's hard to explain as I've just said it, but I've been reading a book called The Slight Edge by Jeff Olson, and he goes on about the 7 principles of the slight edge. And these 7 principles maybe will put that into perspective. Getting comfortable with what you're uncomfortable with first, and your life will depend on not so much on relying on what you're comfortable with, but getting through what you're uncomfortable with to move towards the comfort. So the 7 principles are basically: number 1, to show up. Be prepared to show up every day. If you're in college and somebody says to you, "Oh no, let's miss this particular lecture," don't miss it. Go. Don't miss it. Don't miss anything. Show up. Be prepared to show up. Number 2, be consistent. Be consistent. Do things consistently. The small things that you think don't matter, keep doing them on a daily basis. The little things add up. Small things add up into massive things. So show up and be consistent. Then have a good attitude. Number 3 is a good attitude. So when you show up, be consistent with a good attitude. Look out for positive things. There's so much negativity around us. You need to look for the positive things. Get it into your head that there's positive things happening, positive things going to happen because you show up to be consistent with that good attitude. And then you have to be willing to do this for a long time. Business doesn't happen overnight. No matter what anybody tells you, this will not happen overnight. You need to be prepared to work for a long time. Maybe several years. You may do it quicker, but you need to show up, be consistent with a good attitude, thinking of positive things and willing to do it for a long, long time. And then number 5 is 2 things that are congruent with each other: desire and faith. So when you have a burning desire to do something, you're going to show up, you're going to be consistent, you're going to have a good attitude, and you're going to be willing to do it for as long as it takes. But then you must have the faith that you're going to get the results that you're actually going after, and your faith that you're going to reach your outcome and your goal. So having the desire to show up, be consistent, have a good attitude, and willing to do everything you need to do for as long as it takes you to do it, you have the faith to have the knowledge that something's going to happen that's good, and you're going to get the results you want. Number 6, you must be willing to pay the price. So when you keep showing up, you're consistent with a good attitude, willing to do it as long as it takes, have that desire and the faith in your outcome. If you miss things and you neglect something and you thought, "Oh well, I'm not going to bother to do that today," if something doesn't then work like you wanted to, you must be willing to pay the price. You must look at yourself and say, "Well, did I do the uncomfortable thing today to make myself comfortable? Did I do the tasks as I meant to do? Or was this blip in where I'm going down to me not doing what I should have done?" Willing to pay the price. When you neglect something, it goes downhill. And then the last one, number 7, the integrity. What Jeff Olson calls the slight edge integrity. Now, what this is where you are prepared and what you do when nobody is looking. So especially if you're in a home-based business working on your own, it doesn't really matter what business you're in, because it still takes the same thing. But in a home-based business and you are on your own, and although you may work with a great team, they're not absolutely directly with you. You need to have that discipline And if you have the discipline to show up, be consistent, have a great attitude, willing to do everything for as long as, for as long as it takes, with the desire and the faith that you're going to succeed, and you're willing to pay the price for what you do and the successes you're after, with your consistency, you're willing to pay the price of what you do to get that success, then you have that integrity. Because when nobody's looking, that is the time when you are judged. You're not judged by people watching over you all the time. It's when you do, when no one is looking. The slight edge has made a difference to the way I think. I need to read the book probably several times, but it's really, really well worth a look. There is a link below the video. Go and get this book. You can even join on the online community and learn some great things from some great people. It's well worthwhile doing. If you're interested in the business I do, I've also stuck a link down in the description for that. Go and take a look. Come and work with me. I'd love to have you come and join me and we can work towards a better future together and use the slight edge principles to make things better for all of us. Yeah. My name's Barrie Evans. Hope to see you all again very soon. Bye for now.